studies regarding team coordination and cohesion with a little bit Chinese spice. There will be 4 presenters, including myself, and we are all from Taiwan. My name is Chumin Liao, and I will be the first presenter. I will introduce a Chinese language phrase frequently used by athletes and coaches from Chinese culture to describe high levels of team coordination and cohesion. The phrase is 默契. I will present the work we have been doing regarding the development of a conceptual model of 默契. In the second presentation, the logic and concept of how to measure 默契 will be discussed, and some preliminary evidence of the validity of this measurement will be presented by Wei Jin. He is now a PhD candidate. The third presentation will be focused on effective communication, a key element in developing team coordination and cohesion. 记重. Our third presenter is also a PhD student. Will describe 2 studies examining the effective communication model in Chinese culture and discuss the findings different from previous work in the literature. And finally, Lin Wen, who is also a PhD candidate, will report a series of studies on the validation of the concept of justice perceptions. And she will also introduce a study examining if athletes' justice perception of their coaches is a possible explanation of the influence of coaches' leadership behaviors on team cohesion. We hope that our presentations will stimulate some discussions on theoretical, methodological, and empirical implications on related topics. And I think we will have a general Q&A after all 4 presentations. Right, the first presentation, 默契, understanding team coordination and cohesion in the Chinese way. In sports, we know that 1 + 1 doesn't always equal to 2. A successful team is not just a simple combination of a bunch of skillful athletes. There must be something among team members, not just individual skills, but something interdependent, something collective or something shared that make a successful team. In the literature, there have been a number of concepts being proposed regarding psychological components among members of a team. For example, decision-making style, decision-making model, collective efficacy, team norm, value coordination, and cohesion. These concepts all make great contribution to enhancing knowledge in group dynamics in sports in certain aspects. When you went through all these psychological concepts proposed mostly in the Western literature, it came to us, in Chinese culture, there is a daily used phrase describing something like these concepts and maybe more. If language is the reflection of individual cognition and feelings, then we believe that looking into what athletes and coaches use to express their experience will be a practical way to understand more about team process in sport, not only in this culture, but for other cultures. Now, we will do some Chinese teaching class. This is the phrase that Chinese athletes and coaches use to describe high levels of team coordination and cohesion, 默契. It consists of 2 words, 2 Chinese characters. The first one is 默. Literally, it means silent or implicit. The second character is 气. It means contract. So 默契refers to literally, a silent or an implicit contract between two or more individuals. That's something shared by two or more individuals and need not to be said or cannot be said. Let's have a look at how athletes and coaches from Chinese culture use 默契 in their daily dialogues when they are talking about their own teams or other teams. They often say something like, our team has very good 默契. It seems like 默契 is there. Coach and athletes can feel it. Or we are a better team because we have better 默契 than you, or the team will never succeed without 默契. It appears that coach and athletes believe that 默契 is a key element to team success. Or this team has good athletic skills but not 默契. It appears that there's no guarantee for a good 默契, even if the team has a lot of athletes with good skills. And we have developed a high level of team 默契, or they really need to work on their 默契. It appears that 默契 can be developed. And finally, what had happened last time really ruined this team's 默契. It appears that coaches and athletes believe that there are a lot of things that will affect 默契. So, what have interested us are, what is the nature of 默契? What are the key components of 默契? How to measure it? What are the antecedents and consequences of 默契? And can 默契be developed? If this question can be answered, we believe that we will have a better understanding of team dynamics in sport. Firstly, we did a little bit of literature review, looking for models and concepts that could be used as a starting point for understanding 默契. In industrial organizational psychology, Cannon Bowers et al. Have proposed a team mental model to describe knowledge or belief structures shared by members of a team. According to them, team mental model consists of two models: task model and teamwork model. Task model refers to team members' shared knowledge about the job needed to be done. Teamwork model refers to team members' shared knowledge regarding interaction and coordination among team members needed to get the job done. They also point out that the levels of similarity and or accuracy of the knowledge that team members share affect team functioning. The work of Cannon Bowers and colleagues provide a basis to study 默契. 默契 can be studied or explored from a social cognitive perspective. In sport, based on Cannon Bowers' concept of shared knowledge, Eccles and Donovan propose a conceptual framework of coordination in teams to describe the relationship between team members' interaction and team performance. According to their framework, a better team process results from better coordination. Better coordination consists of communication, intentional, non-intentional, and verbal or non-verbal communication. And better communication is based on shared knowledge among team members, including task and teamwork, which are in line with Cannon Bowers' team mental model. According to our literature review and the models mentioned above, we propose a hypothetical model of 默契as a working model for exploring the nature of 默契. We believe that team members who have good 默契 are those who share accurate knowledge and beliefs. And more accurate knowledge and beliefs team members share leads to more efficient in-place coordination and then better team performance. So the question at hand is, what do team members with good mochi share? What knowledge and beliefs have to accurately shared to make a team with good mochi? To answer these questions and examine our proposed conceptual model, we have conducted 2 qualitative studies. The first study, we went to coaches from Taiwan. We went to coaches, we interviewed 9 international and national level coaches from gymnastics, basketball, baseball, volleyball, table tennis, and badminton. We asked them to talk about factors influence team performance, what mochi is, what influence mochi, what does mochi affect, and how to enhance mochi. Our data was analyzed by standard content analysis protocol. And in general, the results of content analysis support our proposed conceptual model. There are several individual and social factors affect mochi. And mochi leads to better in-place coordination and better performance. The most important is coaches indicate 3 major components shared by team members with good mochi. They are accurate task knowledge. That means team members, they all know the team members, they all know what the task is and what to do to get the job done. And they know. The second is accurate evaluation of each other's ability. Members of the team, they know what their teammates are capable of, and vice versa. And they know. The third component is accurate emotional awareness of each other. Team members, they know how their teammates feel, and vice versa. And they know. Coaches also point out the important role of trust. They believe that trust plays an important role between mochi and in-place coordination. Recently, we have done a second qualitative research. We turned to athletes to hear their stories about mochi. 9 athletes from a variety of sports from international and national levels are interviewed. Generally, the same question regarding mochi were asked as in the coach's study. Here's the results. In general, the result of content analysis again support our proposed conceptual model. There are individual and social factors that will affect mochi, and the better mochi, the better in-place coordination, and better performance. And most importantly, ethics also indicate 3 components of shared knowledge and beliefs, as found in the coach's study. And the ethics especially emphasize that accurate evaluation of each other's ability is the most important component in mochi. The ethics did not mention the role of trust between mochi and in-place coordination. Conclusions. In conclusion, according to our literature review and interview with coach and athletes, mochi can be described from a social cognitive perspective and consists of both direct and meta perceptions. There are 3 shared components in mochi, including accurate shared test knowledge, which reflects the knowledge aspect of mochi, and accurate evaluation of each other's ability, which reflects the efficacy, ability aspect of 默契. And finally, accurate emotional awareness of each other, which reflects the affective aspect of 默契. And finally, the accuracy of perceptions is also emphasized in our model. The more accurate the team members' perception of each other are, the more successful the team will be. And then, the next question and the toughest one is how to measure 默契. And I will pass this tough question to our second presenter, Wei Jin. Please welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wei Jin. It's my pleasure to share my research with all of you. At first, I would like to appreciate Dr. Liao's introduction regarding this research. And the presentation mainly focused on the development of 默契 skill. Okay, according to our previous qualitative research, 默契 refers to a dynamic process in which team members coordinate implicitly based on three shared components, which are the task knowledge, the evaluation of each other's ability, and the emotional awareness of each other. And the higher accuracy of these shared components they share, the more coordinated team process, as well as the more positive outcome they have. So in this case, 默契 is specifically featured by the shared needs of among team members' cognition. Therefore, the characteristic and approach regarding measuring social cognition may provide some foundation for us to develop the 默契 skill. And here and after, the terms shared needs of cognition, team level cognition, group level cognition would be used interchangeably to describe the social the connected nature of cognition among team members. Okay. In terms of measuring social cognitive concepts, the first question we need to know is, what should we measure? In other words, what are the ingredients of the concept we interest in? After a systematic review, Mohammed and colleagues conclude that the most important ingredients of social cognition are perception and the structure. The perception refers to the components of social cognition, and the structure reflects the form and the method the social cognition develops. When we try to estimate some kind of social cognition, we can measure it through the components such like the perception on competence or the perception on the quality of relationship. I'm not reading, okay? Yeah. Or we can measure it through the structure, such like the connective structure, such like team members' interaction, communication, or the structure of knowledge. So far, we recognize what ingredients of social cognition we should estimate. But is there any strategy to do that? Mohammed and colleagues indicate that there are at least three methods used in measuring team mental model. Team mental model is a kind of social cognition, which refers to the knowledge and the belief structure that's shared by members of a team. And the three methods are the elicitation method, and structure representation, and representation of emergence. The first one method is the elicitation method, which refers to the technique used to determine the content or the components of team mental model. practical strategy, including similarity rating, concept mapping, or card sorting. And the second method is the structured representation, which reflects the degree of correspondence between how the knowledge contained in the model. The common methods are similarity rating and rating scale. And the last method is the representation of emergence, which concerns how individuals' mental model are collectively considered as constituents of team mental model. So the practical strategy is mainly based on the statistical strategies. And this part regarding how team level knowledge be constituted. Berholz and colleague indicate that there are two main approaches used to assess the collective connection of a team. The first one is the aggregate approach. In this approach, the aggregation of each individual's response to the team is the index of the team mental model. And in practice, the corresponding questionnaire is used. And the second approach is the holistic method. This approach focuses on the interaction among team members, and the observational strategies are used to determine their team mental model. And despite the characteristic and method we just mentioned, using the different perspective on connective components and the combination of different perspectives are also an important issue of the measurement of social conditions. For example, Joanne and her colleagues proposed the 3+1 CS model to describe coach and athlete relationship. The quality of coach and athlete relationship could be represented by coaches and athletes' orientation on commitment, closeness, and complementarity. More specifically, orientation involves two sets of perspectives, the direct perspectives and the meta perspectives. And the combination of these perspectives in their model can create three kinds of orientations, which are assumed and actual and empathic similarity. And in general, high level of quality refers to the consistency and accuracy between coaches and athletes' direct and meta perception on commitment, closeness, and complementarity. So far, in this situation, it looks like the direct and meta perception using this approach might be an appropriate method to measure the shared components of 默契. And other than Joanne's model, Land and Lopez also use direct and meta perspective to reflect possible cognitive connection of efficacy. In their tripartite efficacy model, efficacy can be perceived through the self-perception, other perception, and relational inferred self-perception. Applying this idea, we think that using direct and meta perspective may be an appropriate